Good morning, my name is Ruth Kelly. I am a leadership executive, mental health and wellbeing coach. Today I'm working with Ina from the Loud Leader Partnership in their lifelong learning and employment action measures. And I am delighted to be here with you. I'm going to continue on from my first video on resilience. I spoke about how Dr. Chris Johnson defines resilience as the ability to deal with, find strength in, and recover from difficult times. As I said before, we all want to be that person, but few of us are. So what can we do to become more resilient? Well, Dr. Lucy Hone's first secret to resilience is to know that life is tough and that suffering is part of every human existence. We don't have to look far to see how people are suffering today. COVID has left many people isolated, lonely, bereaved, unemployed, and struggling to pay household bills, using alcohol and drugs to numb their pain, and much more. These issues know no boundaries and can affect people from every walk of life. Our own behaviour may even be making our situation worse, but we can change. Everyone has a choice, no matter how limited it may seem. Lucy's second secret is to focus on what we can change and accept what we cannot. Today, I aim to illustrate the power of acceptance, and that the first step to acceptance is acknowledging where we are and what we have now. So what is acceptance and how can it help us? Acceptance is a willful and courageous act. It is an action, not a fleeting thought. It is a hard commitment, and that is why it can be so difficult to do. The Oxford Dictionary defines acceptance as a willingness to tolerate a difficult situation. In order to achieve acceptance, we must first acknowledge what exists and what is really going on. This is often the biggest hurdle to acceptance, as so many of us are in denial of some of the things going on in our lives. The wonderful thing is that once we acknowledge what is going on, put words to it and name it, we gain huge strength. Our minds and our subconscious come to help us, and we can choose to accept our situation, forgive ourselves for any way that we may have contributed to it, and change. A dramatic example of this is an alcoholic who is living in misery. We can see that their situation will not change unless they acknowledge and accept their addiction and their ownership of it. We can also see what a courageous and yet critical act acceptance is for them. When you truly accept something, you undergo a transformation. The structures in your brain literally change, and you can become the author of your own story. You can set the goals that you want to achieve, starting from where you are right now and with whatever you have right now. You can move towards your goal, seeing your progress along the way. People frequently make the mistake of starting where they want to be and with what they want to have. And from there, they can only look at how far off their goal they are, and they may become demoralised. For example, someone who wants to get back into education, having left school early. If they only see the end game of them coming out with their new qualification, they will always see how much they have yet to do. Whereas if they can acknowledge and accept where they are now, at the beginning of an exciting journey of learning, and acknowledge each step along the way, they will see the progress that they are making, and they can celebrate that progress, which will further enhance their learning, because we learn better by feeling good. Decide what really matters to you, and instead of running away from what you're afraid of, walk towards what you want. In summary, I have pointed out that acknowledging our current situation is the first step towards acceptance. And accepting where we are now and what we have now puts us in a powerful position to make the changes we need to make to move towards our goal and to build resilience. I also pointed out that acknowledging the progress we are making towards our goal, no matter how small, and celebrating it leads to more success than just seeing the end game and being aware of how much we have yet to do to get there. We change best by feeling good. Thank you for your attention.